nobody, so leave me alone, alright?
Everybody is somebody, even a nobody.
Yeah, I think you're confused.
I'm confused. You don't even know who you are.
Oh, and I suppose you do.
Follow me. I will show you. For most of us, our identities are, given to us by society and are often shaped around like the roles that we play within society. So, just going, I am a teacher, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a daughter. Yagwa Tutu. Yeah, Tutu is my maiden surname. I'm sure most of you don't know that. And like I said, like our identities are so often just shaped around what it is that we do for society at that point in time, and not necessarily related to what we want to bring to society. And for the longest time, all I was like, my identity was so engraved in the fact that I was a Bachelor of Arts graduate, because I wanted to become a psychologist for the longest time, and I'd lived my life in that direction. And even though I had shifted from like the whole psychology role, my identity did not shift along with that. So we often just make the mistake of accepting the roles that we have right now and not taking into consideration like what are the roles that we truly want to play, like what is it that we truly identify with, like deep down inside, and like what are the things that we want to bring to society in the future, rather than what it is that we are bringing to society right now. So a friend of mine, I decided to start a project together, and I thought that it's going to make me a whole lot of money, like real quickly, and as expected, I guess it didn't. Well, not expected for me, but just expected in terms of like the general scope of how business and marketing usually works. So that didn't work out, and I fell flat on my face, and I'd invested all of my money into this project. I even went as far as asking my brother to borrow me a couple of thousands to like also inject into that business, because like I said, I literally just thought it is going to make me a whole lot of money quickly. So I was like, nah, I'll be able to pay you back, bro, don't you worry, we're good for it. And the project pretty much burst in my face, and so I was stuck thinking, shit, I'm broke, I owe my brother money, and I need to figure out a way to pay him back, because I told him, hey, as soon as the project is done, we'll get your money back on this day, it's all set. And that did not happen. So I was like, okay, shit, I'm panicking. I'm thinking, how do I make money? How do I make money quickly? So I decided, okay, cool, let me use my skills. What can I do? Marketing. So I decided to go, around Cape Town, and just offer my services to different small businesses around the city. And I guess as expected, they all rejected me. And look, that morning, like as I was about to go out, I told myself, T, this is not you, one, and secondly, like this is not going to work. But another part of, like in the back of my head, was like, hey, if you want something, go get it. So you're saying that you need to pay your brother back, go find a way to pay him back. And even as much as I knew that it's not going to work, I still wanted to have a little bit of hope that, hey, some miracle could happen and the business would be like, yeah, sure, come inside. But that didn't happen. So there was like knocking door to door around the city center, and like I said, as expected, companies are like, dude, we don't need marketing right now. Yeah, probably because it's COVID times and people don't have that much money to spend, and marketing is the least of their worries. Bad idea for them, but in any case, so I was like 2 hours in, and I was like, no, see, like you expected, this is not working. And I decided, you know, after 2 hours of walking around, knocking door to door and offering my services, and you know, I just like, go back to who you are, team. Go back to who you, go back to like what it is. I'm sorry, get a message coming through. Go back to, you know, like the way that you usually do marketing, because that is more in line with your identity. And yeah, I decided to go home. It was not an easy decision, but I knew that I had to. So as I was like walking home from, you know, that whole experience, I pretty much, I felt like this heavy feeling of, you know, I feel like I was letting myself down, because at the same time, in as much as I know that, you know, what I was doing was not part of, you know, who I am, especially who I want to be, but at the same time I was like, hey, I need to be putting in the work here. I need, like I said, I need to make like money so I can pay back, you know, my brother and all of that. And I just felt this heavy sense of, you know, obligation to put in the work versus doing something that is not in line with who I am and who I want to be. And as I was walking home, like walking to the bus stop, I honestly just felt like giving up. And I literally, in my head, I kept telling myself, I give up. I give up. Like, this is not going anywhere. It's not working for me. Clearly, I don't know what I'm doing. And in my head the whole time I kept repeating to myself, I give up. I give up. I should give up. Like, and I was even crying. I just wiped my tears away silently, you know, trying not to catch too much attention. And I honestly do not think that there was a way for me to get back up from that. And I got home and I went about my life, just being, cleaning up and all of that, you know, trying to distract myself, or watch some Netflix. I watched a whole lot of Netflix. And you know, I just like, I'll probably, you know, decide on where to take my life when I wake up tomorrow morning. And when I woke up, for some weird reason, I got back to work. I just, you know, just somehow just found myself working on, you know, my marketing, like I always do, in a way that is true and authentic to me. And I honestly do not think that I would have been able to, you know, bounce back into that as quickly as I did if I wasn't, you know, if I had not been working on my identity and who I am as much as I have, like, you know, in the past couple of months. Like, honestly, the previous Tamara would have given up. I would have quit. I would have, you know, told myself this is not working, and, you know, figure out something else to do, and again try and make a quick buck here and there. But you know, I have been working on my identity, like I said, for some couple of weeks right now. And you know, I always ask myself, like, even when I meditate, like, who are you? And you know, I did this exercise with Peter Sage the other a couple of weeks back, and he was telling us, you know, how do you shape an identity for yourself. And you know, after the exercise, the identity that I formed for myself was that I am a creative and powerful entrepreneur. I am a visionary who radiates success, and I continue to grow as I lead others to change. And I've been repeating that statement to myself day in and day out, you know, for weeks and weeks on end. And I believe it is finally ingrained into my head that, you know, even when I do feel like quitting, even when I say that this is not working for me, I still can't, you know, quit, because I am an entrepreneur. You know, like, think about like people that say, hey, I am a vegan. Like, you don't find them eating meat the next day just because, you know, they had a runny tummy or something, you know, like, probably because I lack meat. No, they keep at it because for that identity that they formed for themselves. So yeah, if you don't have a strong enough identity, you know, trials and tribulations are going to push you over and blow you this way and that way and that way, really easily. But as soon as you know exactly who you are, it's going to be so difficult for anything to stop you. So how do you create that sort of, you know, powerful, unstoppable identity for yourself? So like I said, this is something that I learned from Peter Sage, and he had us do this little task where he's like, okay, write down on, like, take a piece of paper. I wrote it down in my notes on my phone, and it's like, okay, break it up into 4 sections. So sections for attributes, for roles and labels, one for action phrases for yourself, and then fourth section will be action phrases for others. So I'm going to do the first quadrant, so you get the attributes for yourself, so things like powerful, creative, beautiful, smart, ambitious, you know, all of those sort of attributes that you would like to, you know, be attributed to you. So just think of dozens of little attributes that you can think of. And then second quadrant, think of all of the roles that you play. So mom, sister, entrepreneur, marketer, you know, doctor, whatever. So write down all of the roles that you have pretty much been attributed by society and also to yourself, and the roles that you want to attribute to yourself. Adventurer, whatever it is. And then under action phrases for yourself, so think of all of the actions that you want to take. So you want to be adventurous, you want to take charge, you want to be a visionary, you want to, you know, what other action phrases, you want to continually grow. It's the one that I had there. So all of the action phrases that you would like to take, and then in the last quadrant you write on all of the action phrases that you want to, you know, show unto others. So you want to inspire others, you want to encourage others, you want to show other people love, you want to, you know, lead them to change, like the one that I had. So write down all of the action phrases that you want to attribute to other people. And then at the end of that whole, after you've listed everything down, you decide on, you know, where do you want to be right now. So for instance, so choose under the first quadrant 2 attributes that you would like to attribute to yourself right now. So like I said, for mine was being powerful and being creative. So what are the 2 attributes that you want to attribute to yourself? Write down I am dash 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 and dash. So write down 2 of those attributes that you would like to pretty much, you know, engrave into your own identity. Then you write down the role that you're playing. So you can write down 1 role if you've got only 1, or you can write down 2 roles. So I am a creative and smart, or I'm a creative and ambitious entrepreneur. I'm a creative and smart marketer. I am a powerful and inspiring doctor. So whatever role that you want to have in your life right now, and a role that you know want to engrave into identity, and this is for you, not what society has said. So even if you are a doctor, but you're like, no, what, I don't want to be a doctor, I want to be an educator, change the whole doctor thing, you know, just raise it from your identity. Saying, I am an educator of, you know, health and well-being, and just saying I am a doctor. And then, you know, you can, like I said, you can have just 1 role, you can have 2 roles. So for me, I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but I also want to be a visionary. Like, I don't just want to, you know, think about what it is about. I don't want to just think about my life as it is right now. I always think about the future. That is how I've always done things, and I love that about myself, and I want to keep that as part of my identity. So I had visionary as a second role. So I said I am a visionary who continues to grow. A visionary who radiates success. So that radiates success part is part of the 3rd quadrant. So what are action phrases that you want to attribute to yourself? So I guess things like, you know, I want to drive change, I want to be adventurous, I want to take risks. So I am a visionary who takes risks, for instance. Could have been another attribute, but I don't want to take so many risks. especially since my last risk did not pay off. So think of all of the actions that you want to take as part of your new identity. And then finally, so that you can choose 1 or 2 action phrases. I chose 2, so it is radiating success and continuously growing. And then the last quadrant, you can choose again 1 or 2 attributes, or sorry, 1 or 2 action phrases that you want to, assign to others. So what do you want to provide others with? So I want to, lead others to change. I want to transform lives. I want to show others that love is, possible. So what are attributes that you want to show unto others that is part of your identity? Put all of that together in a sentence, and remember, always start with I am, and then repeat this to yourself as often as you can. Write it down, post it up somewhere where you can see it often, and memorize it. And eventually, whatever you do, it will be difficult for you to go against that identity that you've established for yourself, because it is engraved into your mind and it is engraved into who you are. Like, a lot of people say that I want to do this, I want to do that, but if it's not part of your identity, you're not going to do it. So unless you say I am fitness fanatic, you're not going to wake up at 5 a.m. to go to the gym, because that is not who you are. Unless you say I am a health conscious individual, you are going to eat takeouts and binge eat on sweets and junk food all the time, because being healthy is not part of who you are. That is why I'm not sure, like, if you check out my LinkedIn profile, I've got a list of all of the things that I do, and no one can ever remove those from who I am, because those are all part of my identity. I've recently updated it, and I've removed the things that I felt like is no longer part of my identity and added the ones that I felt are part of my identity. So have a list of things that you will never ever ever take away from yourself. So if you say that you are an entrepreneur, like, it doesn't matter if you feel like businesses, like, you are going to wake up and you're going to want to do the work. If you say that, hey, I am a doctor, it doesn't matter if work sucks, you're going to wake up and you're going to go to work. So if you feel like you want to bring change to your life and you've not been able to so far, change your identity and figure out exactly who you are and what it is that you want to do, and make sure that you engrave that into your mind and repeat it to yourself as many times as possible, so you can build an unstoppable identity. Be your own king, may nobody come rule your world. Yo, 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 yo. Be your own king, may nobody come rule your world. Be your own king, may nobody come rule your world. Yo, 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 yo. Be your own king, may nobody come rule your world.